Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy, the Crypto Siege, with another day in the life and the crazy life that is cryptocurrency. What is going on, guys? This thing seems like it's really dirty. What is going on here? I just wanted to hop on here real quick and just do a quick little video about this event that took place in Switzerland. I don't know why that's looking like that, but it looks really, great. It took place in Switzerland with the International Monetary System, IMS. Very, very interesting. And I know I've heard a couple of people kind of talk about it, but I'm just going to brush on it really, really quick. I find it fascinating. It was in Switzerland, but I don't know if it was by the Swiss bank or an organization, a major organization in Switzerland, held this event, and they had two very interesting people there. Number one, they had Christine Lagarde, which makes sense to me, right? Because if she's the chairman or the head of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and they also had Brad Garlinghouse there. Now, every now and then I get someone who comments who can't really, it's hard for them to wrap around the idea of XRP and its use case for global liquidity, its use case for solving the global economic crisis. And I get one guy in particular who comments, and I get it, it's a hard thing to wrap your mind around. And I think one of the biggest things for a lot of people is in the community, in the digital asset community, and in particular in the XRP community, is, well, if that's the case, if XRP is going to be the one and the truth, that means so many of us are going to be wealthy, right? And what I want to point out to that is the number of XRP holders, never mind the number of XRP holders that have a significant amount of XRP, is insignificant in the grand scheme of things. That's the thing that you guys gotta, I want you to kind of get a hold of. 7.5 billion people, and I'm told it's around 1 million XRP wallets. Let's say 1 million. But in the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about the digital asset that is XRP, that's 0.0014 or something like that. Think about that. Not even the top 1%. 0.001. So in the grand scheme of things, the fact that we as XRP holders have an opportunity to create generational wealth is insignificant in comparison to 7.5 billion people. All right, so I just wanted to kind of point that out. That's why, like, some people think, well, why the government and the powers that be are not going to let, you and I, the average Joe and Jane, truck drivers, bank tellers, and, someone working at, Wegmans, they're not going to let us. The powers that be could care less. Because don't make no mistake about it, they have their bags loaded with XRP. Make no mistake about it. So they don't care about you or I creating generational wealth. It's going to happen. Just to segue a little bit, I heard that Robert Kiyosaki actually chimed in on the digital asset space, and he said mega wealthy in that comment. It's going to take over the bond markets, and I want to read that article to get it, to make sure I get that quote right. But he said mega wealthy He said, whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. So when Robert Kiyosaki gets in on digital asset space, and this is a guy that was a big-time gold, and still is a big-time gold silver guy, still is a big-time oil and oil stocks guy, just a big-time financial guy. And when he chimes in about digital assets, you don't think he's done his homework? He doesn't think he realizes what's going on? Of course he does. Of course he has. So that's a big plus for us in the digital asset space. But the fact that the International Monetary System, this event held in Switzerland, got Christine Lagarde and they got Brad Garlinghouse there, is massive. And you just have to take some time and pause and say, why is that happening? Why is I can wrap my brain around Christine Lagarde being there, right? But why is Brad Garlinghouse there? International Monetary System. Brad Garlinghouse is there and doing a presentation. Think about that. Whether the people put the event on, invited him, or whether Christine Lagarde brought him, doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, there isn't another digital asset space, digital asset representation being there other than Brad, right? Listen, Charles Hoskinson wasn't there and didn't present. Brilliant mind, great project with Cardano. Dan Larimer wasn't there. Brilliant mind, great project with EOS. Right? It's a lot of times it's not about trying to, my friend, and I know you're listening, a lot of times it's not about trying to figure it out. It's just accepting that it is. Right? My mentor used to say to me, people ask questions like, why does the sun rise in the east and set in the west? And my mentor would say to me, CJ, I wouldn't sign up for that class. Why does the sun rise in the east and set up in the west? Why does the powers that be do the things that they do? Why are there unnecessary wars? Right? I wouldn't sign up for that class. It's just the way it is. Like, spring following winter. It's just the way it is. And so, instead of fighting it, instead of so much trying to wrap your brain around it, just understand that is what it is. There is no other digital asset out there hanging out with Christine Lagarde and IMF. There is no other digital asset out there being spoken in executive orders and mentioned by Donald Trump on these faster payment task force and all these other different things. There is no other digital asset out there that's being mentioned in that regard other than XRP. Period. So that is the way it is. So for you and I, is what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? That's the thing. It's right there. And I've done videos on this. It's right there out in front of us. They're not hiding it. In fact, if you listen to the Digital Nomad Investor, he's saying they're telegraphing. They're telling us what's about to happen. You just have to pay attention to it. They're telling us what's about to happen. And they know, they're going to do the mainstream media propaganda thing that they're going to do. But they know, they understand that the vast majority of people, again, XRP holders, 0.0014, they know that the vast majority of people will not figure it out, have no clue. They're not worried about you and I becoming, creating generational wealth. They know that the vast majority of people are not paying attention. They know it. I'm talking about the powers that be. They know it. We're in a position as YouTubers and, content creators in this space to educate, to help, to educate the masses. That's what we're here to do. And some people are going to listen, some aren't. And that's kind of another one of those, the way it is. It's just the way it is. But you and I in the XRP community, it's about leveraging it and knowing it and thinking about 40 cents in XRP. When they're talking about the global reserve currency and XRP being that one, 40 cents, whether it's 30 cents or 40 cents, I'm not sure. What does it matter? What does it matter in the big scheme of things? If you believe in your heart of heart, it's going to 10. If you believe in your heart of heart, it's going to 50. If you believe in your heart of heart that it's going to 100. If you believe in your heart of heart that it's going to 1,000, what does it matter at 40 cents per XRP? What does it matter? So anyway, I just want to hop on here real quick. Just think about that, right? You got to think about that. And it's, one of the biggest tricks that the powers to be can they put out on us is they get people like us warring with each other, like I've said before in my videos. The Bitcoin maximalists warring with the people from XRP, the people from Cardano warring with the people from EOS to keep us distracted from the bigger picture. And that is ultimately, they don't want all of us to create generational wealth. They don't mind 0.0014. But they don't want the vast majority of us to do that. So they'll get us warring with each other. They'll get the digital asset space competing with each other instead of realizing the bigger picture is that we want the great projects to win. We don't want them to fail. We want them to win. Because that's better for the average Joe and Jim. They can't stop us from participating in this, movement, which is the greatest, the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. So never ever forget that, guys. Never ever forget that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. This is your chance. This is our chance to win. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. The battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. Go get it, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.